Get on your job, nigga. Motivation. Haters better get on your job. Tell them. Haters get on your job, nigga. Motivation. Suck a nigga, get on your job.
Welcome to the BBC Podcast. You're tapping in with Tunchi today. Today we're going to reach into a good source for the nightlife and turn it over to a local DJ here in California. I'll let her introduce herself.
What's up, guys? My name's Jesdanz. I actually am in Arizona right now, but I go back and forth between California and Arizona. I've been DJing for over 12 years, but I've been performing since I was 4. And I play instruments, I produce music, and I have a track coming out really soon.
Okay.
It's hard, so I'm just trying to get it out into the universe. But I love performing. I love dance music. I live for it. I love everything about it, and I'm excited to be here.
Okay. How long have you been consistently like on the travel move, like doing the DJ and music?
Consistently what? Sorry.
Like moving and like always traveling, like to actually perform.
Probably in the last like 3 years. Especially after the pandemic, I had been DJing in LA for so long, and I played like everywhere there is to play in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And I had my events and residencies, and super exciting. I was living my best life, and the pandemic happened, and then
Okay.
I just kind of decided to restructure my life. I obviously all the clubs closed, and no one was throwing events. It wouldn't allow us to throw events. No, I wanted to throw events. So basically wasn't allowed to work in LA because all of the venues closed. And so I started live streaming, and I also was visiting my family in Arizona a lot. I was visiting a lot of family, and I kind of just found myself in Arizona a lot and decided that I kind of wanted to move to Arizona for a while. And then I also additionally wanted to travel more when I DJ'd. And then like all I wanted to do was produce music, DJ, and travel the world. And within like 3 months of moving to Arizona, I booked this gig in Miami and Florida, and I was in the Bahamas and all over DJing in Mexico as well. And I was really excited about that. It was so much fun, and I've kind of just have been trying to put out more music so I can travel more and DJ all over.
Okay, that's real good. How would you compare the Los Angeles nightlife to Arizona?
Oof. I mean, there really is no nightlife where I live. I live in the desert, but that's why I like it. I feel like obviously LA had great nightlife, and it is somewhat coming back. It has come back. It has changed a lot. It's a lot of hip hop, but there is a really great underground house scene, like in downtown LA and like warehouse parties, which I love. But Miami and like Las Vegas, they're just more, I feel like, geared towards electronic music, and the party never ends. And it's more exciting for me. I do DJ hip hop and open format, and I dance, so like I literally love all kinds of music, and I appreciate it. But my true passion as far as the DJ is in dance music and house and techno. I love Daft Punk, and I love disco. Like I just love everything from dance music. Anything that makes me dance makes me happy.
Okay. So being you're on the road and everything, like so much like back and forth, obviously for your career, like how are you maintaining a dating life?
Yeah. I honestly have just thrown that out the window. It's not really something I even think about. I try to occasionally get on dating apps and be like, okay, you should try. But it's just honestly like it's just really not worth my time.
But being that you like obviously like you're in contact with a lot of different males and stuff like all the time. Where you're going through the cold approach, like just raw, hey, how you going? How you doing? Somebody say something to you about the way you're doing your music or you're DJing. Like that's not a better spark for you than looking on the app.
I mean, when I'm out DJing, like people, you know, I definitely network and you know, for people in the industry and I value them and I try to connect with them. But that's not really what I'm looking for. I definitely want to date someone probably outside of the nightclub.
Okay.
I want like a rock, someone who's stable.
Okay.
And I don't think I love nightlife, but it's definitely a wild, unpaved road that you're always constantly having to hustle. And in my past, I have dated people in the like who are in bands or DJs, producer, and it just like never worked out. And I just don't really have the time to deal with that kind of relationship anymore. I think it's a distraction, and I all love for all the DJs, producers, artists out there, but I just, you know, I think it really is like a yin and yang kind of thing. Like I don't want someone just like me.
Yeah. Okay.
It just doesn't work, I feel like. But you know, for some people it does. So I don't know.
So how long you been single?
I've been single for pre-pandemic, so like I don't even know, like 4 years probably,
4 years?
if not longer.
Okay. Where did that go wrong?
What do you mean, like my relationship?
Yeah, like why are you single? Like why did it break off?
We broke up because it just wasn't working out.
How long we got together?
Maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
Maybe.
Was it consistent or was it up and down or?
We were like dating. I mean, it was like my relationship. We like almost basically lived together.
Okay.
But he was a producer, like music producer, and a really great guy. But I think he just has a lot of things that he needs to figure out for himself, and I don't even know if he even wants to be in a relationship. Like I think for me myself, like if I'm going to be in a relationship, like I want to have a kid, I want to get married, I want a house, like I want all these things.
So you want all the traditional things?
I mean, yeah, I guess it's traditional. Like I think that's what it's kind of hard for me in the DJ world, because I think you know, a lot of DJ girls were like like porn stars or strippers, and I'm like, that's just not my background.
Yeah.
At all. No offense to strippers or porn stars, you know, make your money, but it's just not really my lifestyle. In Los Angeles as well, like in the creative arts entertainment world, it seems like everyone's like polyamorous and everyone's hooking up with each other, and like just like not my vibe at all.
Okay. You're a one guy type of girl, huh?
I think so. Yeah. I personally just don't have like people already. Like I love DJing and performing in front of a crowd because I love the energy. I love bringing joy to people's lives. It makes me really happy. It's the relationship in itself, making people dance and feeding off that energy, and it's really exciting for me. But I think I'm not the greatest communicator. I feel like, I mean, I am in ways. I've worked on it, but dance to me has always been a way to express yourself without, you know, using words. And it's something that transcends so many different languages, your body language, so many different people from different cultures and backgrounds can kind of feel something even within music, and not have to speak a word to understand it. So I don't know. I guess I just always have been really connected in that way. But yeah, I forgot. What was your initial question? I forgot where I was going with that.
No, I was just trying to just feel you out and just see like where is it that where you originally had broke it off. I see like how you explained how he might have had some issues that need to be worked out, so you move forward with your career. Like how much longer in this whole like entertainment business, like do you see yourself dating again, or not until you're done like with this type of career?
Oh, I have no idea, to be honest. I guess like if you were to ask me this question, like, but like my after my last relationship, like I I was always like wanted to be in a relationship. Like I even like when I was in high school, like I was going to college and I always wanted to like build something with someone. Like I'm a really hard worker. I went and got my degree. I also like wanted to move to California when I'm from California, but I was going to school in Phoenix, and even the guy I was dating at some point over there was in a band, and we were like had this dream we were gonna come to LA and he's gonna like make this record and I was gonna be done with school. And you know, there's always just been like a hustle inside me, but at this point I'm like I did everything that I said I was gonna do, and most of these people like never hold up their side of the deal, and I've always been a person who's always rooting for like the underdog and always wanted to build something with someone. But I feel like in my experience that person kind of fell off or didn't necessarily ever reach their fullest potential, and I don't know that they want to. Whereas me, like I feel like I always keep going, like even though things don't always go exactly how I want them to go, I never give up. Like there's still that dream that I have and I'm still working towards it. But now that dream doesn't even necessarily include like a family. Whereas before it was like I always wanted that like family. Like I love like there's a lot of female DJs like Anna Leno and all these like really great DJs that have, you know, still are producing, still DJing and popped out a kid and have really great, awesome home life. And I'm sure it's not like fabulous all the time because life is like that, right?
Yeah,
so I'm not,
for sure.
But like it still happens. But I think, you know, for me, it just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not, it's just, I used to like really be like, I have to go date someone, I have to go do this thing. And I don't know if it's because of the pandemic, but like, I literally just don't, and no one even really, what is the word? Like, there's nothing that really stands out to me. I feel like a lot of guys just like secretly want like a mom to take care of them all the time.
I've been seeing a lot of that lately.
And it's just like, wait a minute, so I have to work and be your mom, and I'm so confused. This doesn't make sense. Are you going to be my dad? Like, come on.
Do you see if there's other like lack of more masculine men out there that are like hitting on you?
Well, that's the thing too. So like, I 100% I've had or do still have daddy issues. My dad wasn't really around at all. So like I was raised by a single mother. So and I'm the eldest. So I just naturally have this very strong, dominant, personality. And in the way I'm like, I can't, I've tried to
turn it off,
like
tone it down.
It away.
Yeah.
But it's like, then I'm pretending to be someone I'm not.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of guys who are more masculine and bring a lot to the table, like in many different ways, they just want this girl to cook and clean and kind of be arm candy and really not have that much of an opinion and just follow along to whatever their vision is for their life. And in ways, I know many girls would be so happy for that. But it's like with me, it's like pick out a house, but that house, even though it's like a $3 million house, will feel like a cage because I don't feel free because you don't want me to work, but yeah, I still want to DJ and be creative because to me, no matter what, even if I'm, no matter what, like even if it's not DJing, like the arts and creative industries are so important to me, and whether it's just for the community or whatever, I would still be involved with it somehow because that's just what I love and I'm passionate about. Even though, like, of course, like, I would raise my kids or whatever, but like, I just feel like, and I don't mind cleaning or having a maid do it. I don't know, and managing all that. But I also just in my life have always had to do everything. So I had to be all of the things, because again, my dad wasn't around and I was the older one. So like, I'm just used to having to be the caring person, the person who has to, take out the trash, and the person who has to do it all, you know?
So what if you had a man that would do all that for you? Say you could still do your passion and still, obviously you can still make your money, but if he was high value, he can be able to maintain the house, the bills, and all stuff like that, and everything you do would just be extra money for yourself or you guys for together. But when you guys, just after you're done with whatever you're doing with your activities and when you're home, he just wants you to just be feminine and just relax, so you're not in your like independent role. Like, is that something you could do?
Right. I mean, that's why, like, I was talking about this with someone the other day. I think it's my friend's wedding. She's getting married, but I was like, I think in my past I've always dated people who were like not as strong as me, but I didn't know they weren't until the relationship happened, and I obviously was young, so I didn't really understand like how much work it took to a person needs to put in for them to get to where they want. And then it wasn't until later that I realized, oh, this person just like potentially never will be full potential. And there's just not, you can put that hope in there, but it just won't necessarily happen. But anyways, for me, it's just like, I've been driving the car for so long and I do it all. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind being in the passenger seat, like someone driving, and I do other stuff. But I also have to know that they can drive the car and get to where we're going.
Yeah, for sure. You have to be able to submit to the man. You have to know that he can lead and he's the right guy.
Right. And that's why it's just like, I don't think I've ever, I mean, there are guys who really know what they're doing, but this is a great example, and one that I have always said is one of my salsa teachers once was like, a great relationship is like a salsa dance. The guy has to know what he's doing so the girl can make it all look amazing. But when you're watching a salsa dance, like, you're looking at the girl. Like, the most exciting part of the dance, I'm not saying the guys aren't doing anything exciting. They are, but the girl could not be as amazing as she is in a salsa dance without the man knowing exactly where to put all of his hands, like, or even where to lead her. Yeah. So it's just like, to me, that is what a great relationship is like. And to me, that feels like freedom in ways, because it's like, yeah, I'm able to move freely and do what I want, but yeah, I always know that you're there.
Okay, I like that example.
Going.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I like that example. I like how you broke that down.
Yeah, I've always just like, that's just something I've always really, that always stuck to me. Thanks, salsa teacher. But it just really, to me, was a great example, especially me as a dancer, and I just see things more creatively. That just really made sense to me. Okay.
So right now, where do you see yourself by the end of next year, career-wise?
Well, hopefully, my song's like number one on Beatport, and I'm touring the world.
Okay.
I'm playing at all the hot nightclubs. But I have to like, yeah, my goal is to put out a track like every, I think it's like 6 weeks or something.
Okay.
And to get into that momentum and that structure. That's what I want to do. I've also, I'm like, where I work sometimes, I'm starting to work in real estate and
Okay.
building as well. So I've just kind of been experimenting with different things. I mean, I kind of have always done a little bit of real estate. My mom has kind of given that to me because she's a hustler herself, and she was taking care of 2 kids by herself. So she had to learn something that made money. So she, has taught me a lot, and I work a lot with that. So I don't know. I don't really know exactly what I'll be doing with that because I'm kind of, and I'm live streaming too. Like I'm starting this like 3D thing with TikTok, and I'm doing all kinds of different little things, building my YouTube channel, building all kinds of things, just keeping busy in those areas that make me happy.
Okay. That's real good. I mean, you sound very, very active. Like, I guess there is no room right now for no dating life, so.
I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't say that. It's just that I think, like, what I find very annoying, like, it's funny, like, this guy, like, I met him at, like, out at a club, like, 4 months ago. 100% has my number, and, like, even on, like, Instagram, guys be like, hey, like, how are you? Hey. And I'm like, you think this is exciting? You saying, hey, like.
So you think a lot of guys don't even know how to keep a conversation going nowadays?
No, I'm like, and honestly, it's like, aside from that, it's like, are you going to invite me out? Like, do I have to say, would you like to invite me out? Like, where is this conversation going? Like, and the thing is like, I'm not like 18 and being like, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite song? Like, it's like, dude, and some of these guys are like, a lot older than me, and I'm still like, like, are you gonna invite me out? Because if you are, like, send me invitation invite, and I'll be there. Like,
yeah, but that's what I mean about like guys not knowing how to take the role nowadays in leadership and having like masculine traits, being assertive. Like it's just a lot of lacking nowadays. I see a lot of women always describing the same type of issues that they're having when it comes to the dating thing.
Well, I think it's confusing because of everything that's happened, right? Like with the Me Too movement and gay rights and women's rights and so many things have happened that
you think now, like, it's all with a lot of like women just having to be independent because there's a lot of like weaker guys not taking a role, taking the lead, leaving them hanging. That since more women are so independent, that it's just like they're just so
If you think about my generation, like even just me and my brother, right? Like we were raised by a single mother, and that's not a common story.
Yeah.
There's so many people raised by single mothers. And so it's just like you have this whole group of people who don't really know. It's been happening for a long time. I think it's just gotten to a point where men actually just really don't know what to do because they've never had a strong male figure. Like in my family, like specifically, like my grandma raised 8 kids by herself on my mom's side and my dad's side. I don't know my grandpa's. There's been no strong male figure. So you figure all those boys on my mom's side and my dad's side did not have a strong male figure around. Like so, and that's just my case, but it's like, and also I've seen how my grandma is and my mom is and how what they allow into their lives and the kind of men that they were with. And, I've actually, because I wanted to attract stronger males, I guess you can say, I have sought out, therapy and also not even just therapy. Like, I read so much on trauma and generational trauma and things like that, because if I want to attract like a really good relationship, like a someone who is, a high value man or whatever, then there's so much I have to rewire about my brain and what love is, because to me, love feels, what I think love is not what, and what it feels right is actually not what it's supposed to be. Because when I was growing up, my household, was not the most stable. My mom definitely tried, but my dad was a drug addict and ended up in prison. And so there were so many things that happened when I was younger that were somewhat traumatic, extremely unstable. And to me, that became what love felt like. And so when you're young, how your home life is you don't know this, but you end up recreating it because that is what feels like home to you. Like, it feels safe. Yeah. So in many ways, people are attracted to drama and all these things because that's how their home life was.
Yeah, it's what's normal to them.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, if you don't want those things, you literally have to tell yourself, recognize it, and tell yourself that that is bad, that is wrong, it happens, but you have and replace it with something that's better. So if you know that, arguing and raising your voice in a household is not right, then you have to, and when you're upset about something, there's no reason for you to raise your voice. There's a way to calmly talk about something, because that's the actual way you're going to resolve it. Otherwise, if you do it the other way, you're just going to end up blowing everything up, and then who knows what's going to happen. So it's just better to have healthier ways to communicate with people. But you literally have to meditate and tell yourself this stuff, like learn better habits. And the thing is a lot of people don't even know what those habits look like, especially when your family was, kind of chaotic. Like you don't have anything to mirror. Like, you don't know where to look. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And the only Right. So the only way to get that is by literally reading about it and understanding. I mean, that's why therapy has been really great for me, because I'm like, oh, like one key thing that my therapist taught me that I'm like, oh my God, that has changed my life is, so like when something happens to you, a lot of people usually they don't mean to blame the other person, but they're like, you made me feel this way. And they put the point on the other person as you, and then they both just keep doing it back and forth, saying, no, but you did this, you did this, you did this to me. And the thing is that only continues a loop of arguing. But really what you should do is you say, when this happened, it made me feel this way. And by doing that, the other person's like, oh, I made this person, they will be like, oh, I guess I made this person feel this way. And it opens up this conversation and that also makes you have to be vulnerable enough to say that, though, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Say that made me feel this way, it's a very vulnerable statement versus saying you made me do this or you made me feel this way. And it's just more constructive. And to be honest, like approaching things like that in my life have helped me get to better places than blaming things on people.
Okay. I like the way you broke that down. Are you how could you like say per se to my subscribers, like having a career like yours, like would you recommend just focusing on your career directly right now and be open to a relationship, or just close off on a relationship right now, get your career where it's supposed to be, and then worry about a relationship?
Oh man, I don't think I'm a person to give guidance on that, but I will say that everyone is different. For me personally, I always keep an open mind when it comes to relationships. I personally don't think you should close off doors. I think staying open in any situation is the best. I don't think just being like super focused on your career. I mean, obviously focus on your career, but I just think that relationships, love, family, and things like that are in the long run way more important than any career. So I think having healthy relationships, keeping a friend around, and just always being open. I think that there's people that have been in my life for a very long time, and I think that having healthy relationships, even if it's just a friendship and having someone you can call like and really count on, is very valuable for yourself, your mental health. Because even as a creative, you can create all day long, but having someone who is someone on your side that you can talk to is like very valuable. Other than your therapist, I mean, a person that you have to pay to talk to. But just someone that who you can rely on who understands you, and they're going somewhere you want to go, almost like a mentor in ways. So I'm not saying that your significant other should be your mentor, but I feel like, being there for each other in different ways could potentially lead to something. So I would never just be like, no, don't date someone.
Yeah.
Because you're so focused on your career. I personally think you should always keep an open mind. But I know there's other people who are like so focused.
Mm-hmm.
So I think guys are very like that, like 1,000%, like especially guys who are like really trying to make money. And they're like, nope, I'm not dating anyone until I'm extremely rich and loaded, and then I could get, the hottest girl ever.
Yeah, get you.
So I don't know. I think guys and girls are different. So
yeah, for sure. So can you let them know where they can find you? I mean, give them all your social medias, like TikTok, you got streams and everything. Like, where can they find you?
So my name's Jesdanz. It's spelled Jesdanz. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, SoundCloud, Mixcloud. Like literally everywhere. I'm the only one, I have a good SEO, Jesdanz. So if you Google me, I'm the first one that pops up.
Okay, there you go. She's on the top of the stream.
YouTube as well. It's the same everywhere. Jesdanz.
Okay.
So
I'll make sure I'll tap in and put all your links in at the bottom of the video. That way they make sure they tap in and they follow you. And make sure it's when is your track release?
In 4 weeks. So what is that? 16. About like December 16th, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, send me the notation on that. I'll make sure I'll push to promote for you.
Yes,
Yes,
just
for
dance called Dígame. It's in Spanish, and I'm singing in it.
Okay, well, definitely check it out. I appreciate
Dígame in Spanish. It's like, tell me what you want, because I can't read mine.
Right there, you guys heard her. Thank you for doing the show. I appreciate it. Make sure we'll link up with you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much This was really awesome, and I appreciate you. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Thank you.
hope you have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Take care.